Meow.
How do they do that to you?
I have no idea!
What's up, everyone? This is Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new movie review for today. Now, as you guys didn't tell from the skit I just did, I'm here to review this film in preparation for the sequel that comes out tomorrow in the US, but it's already out now in the UK, but I am going to go and see this tomorrow, and I can't wait to see it. So, today's review I'm here to talk to you guys about is the 2020 live-action CGI family comedy sci-fi adventure film based on the famous popular game series by Sega of the same name, and this is the big screen adaptation of course, Sonic the Hedgehog. This was directed by Jeff Fowler in his directorial debut, and the story is that we follow Sonic the Hedgehog, voiced by Ben Schwartz, who he's, of course, this, alien hedgehog, who he's in our world, known as Green Hills, which is a small town. And we learned from all of that back then, which is that he was given these rings that we know from the games. He uses them to teleport to another world, to make himself safe, since he's always hunted down by deadly forces who are after him. And so he uses one to basically use it to travel to our world, where he starts to settle in. He has fun there, although he feels like he's always alone. He's always lonely because he doesn't have any friends at all. And so what ends up happening is that he accidentally causes a massive blackout, and the government are trying to figure out what caused the whole blackout situation. And so they hire this crazy doctor named Dr. Robotnik, played by Jim Carrey, who they assign him to basically track down Sonic, since they find out it was actually a blue alien hedgehog, which is Sonic, who caused the blackout. And so Dr. Robotnik is on the track to find him, and Sonic is forced to go on the run. And so then what ends up happening is that he bumps into this local sheriff named Tom, or Donut Lord, played by James Marsden, which Sonic calls him that in the movie. Basically, they are forced to go on the run from Dr. Robotnik and the government, who are basically after them. And what ends up happening is that later on, Sonic and Tom, they have to also try and work together to basically stop Dr. Robotnik from doing his evil plan to the world, and hopefully save the day. So that's pretty much the story of Sonic the Hedgehog. Back when this movie was first announced, I didn't even really expect a big screen adaptation of this famous video game character, but from all of that, I did grow up playing some of the Sonic games for the Nintendo DS and other consoles. I used to play some with some of my friends from college. Although I didn't really tend to play much Sonic the Hedgehog games. It's not like I don't like Sonic. I do like Sonic, but I just didn't really play much Sonic games because I just mostly play like Call of Duty, GTA 5, or any kind of video games that really are my thing. But back then, when this movie was supposed to come out in 2019, when the first trailer dropped, everyone all over around the world was shocked by the first design of Sonic, myself included, as well as my friends. We were both just creeped out from the first design of Sonic, but luckily though that Jeff Fowler heard about listened to the fans, and he did, of course, promise us for the redesign, and we of course got the redesign here, which you can see on the poster here. And I really love the redesign here of Sonic. It just looks like him from the games. And even after seeing that new trailer with the new redesign, I was really excited for this movie. Not just because of all of that, it's because I was looking forward to seeing what these people, well, some of the big stars were going to do for a film like this. You got, like I said, Ben Schwartz, who voices Sonic, who I haven't seen much of the film. I haven't seen much in any projects, but from what I've heard he's supposed to be pretty funny, and he is definitely funny. And you've got James Marsden from the X-Men trilogy, who you may know him as Cyclops. And of course, you got my favorite comedian of them all, Jim Carrey. I was really excited to see Jim Carrey on the big screen after seeing him in Dumb and Dumber 2, because I haven't seen him since then. But I was really looking forward to seeing what he was going to do for Sonic the Hedgehog. And for Jeff Fowler, this is actually his very first film as a director, I was looking forward to seeing what he can do for his own take of Sonic the Hedgehog. And so I went to see this on Valentine's Day back in 2020. I actually went to see this with one of my friends from college. We both went to see this film. And after that, I even did manage to get my own copy of this film on Blu-ray, which I have here. And I have since watched the film on Blu-ray a few times. And I even just rewatched this film today in preparation for the sequel that's coming out. And after rewatching this film, this movie is definitely one of the better video game adaptations out there. It's way better than the other video game adaptations that we consider terrible. And luckily this one is not one of them, because I really enjoyed Sonic the Hedgehog. This is not by means a perfect film, because there are some flaws with this film, but we'll get into them later on. But the praises I can say for this film are the performances. Ben Schwartz as the voice of Sonic, he's terrific as Sonic. I loved his attitude. He's cocky and he's full of energy, and everything he does in this film is really entertaining here. And luckily this film does tend really to focus on him instead of just lack focus on him. Like, I kind of had that flaw before with Tom and Jerry, which that film didn't really focus much on Tom and Jerry, just mostly focused on human characters. Luckily, this film does, of course, focus on him, since this movie's about him. And it does cut into human characters, which we'll get into what I did think of the human characters later on. But again, Ben Schwartz here, he's terrific as Sonic the Hedgehog. And the whole design of Sonic looks incredible for the CGI effects and the realistic look of Sonic, since he's in our real world. And for other acting performances, Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, I loved him here in this movie. It was great to see Jim Carrey just being, good old Jim Carrey that we all knew and loved from the 90s. Since Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Liar Liar, Ace Ventura. He does that all here, but with Dr. Robotnik, and I just loved him here for being, way over the top and just crazy and everything like that. And that's why I love Jim Carrey. He's just always over the top and crazy, and he does that again here, but playing as Dr. Robotnik here in this film. And again, I loved him here, and he's also a big show stealer. Whenever he appears on screen, he just always steals any scenes he's in. And James Marsden as Tom, he did pretty good. But back then I was a bit worried on thinking what he was going to do, what he was going to be like with Sonic, because he did do a film like this before, which wasn't a great film, which was called Hop. Which, do you guys remember that? I do. But luckily, this film isn't like Hop, and I really dug the whole interaction between James Marsden and Sonic throughout the whole film, and I really dug the whole friendship together. And I was surprised how much friendship that was shown on screen between Tom and Sonic in the film, and I really liked the whole friendship during the whole road trip in this film. As for other human characters in the film, I thought everyone else in the film gave solid performances. There was a few human characters I didn't mind in the film, while there was a few I just didn't really tend to care for that much in the film. They weren't all bad. There was just some I just didn't really tend to care for that much. Well, however, the action sequences here in this film are pretty entertaining and fun for the most part. When we do get to see Sonic using his powers and everything like that, which they are fun and exciting to watch on screen. Most of them have already been shown in the trailers and all that, like the scene in San Francisco, the whole chase scene, and when we get to see Sonic using his rings to teleport through any of the planets and other worlds, and as well as the whole car chase scene. Those scenes were fun, and the effects on Sonic are great when we get to see him using his powers and all that. Well, there are times where it's a bit noticeable, but still though, the effects are good. They're not all bad. They just are really good here in this film. That's my praises. But the issues I do have with this film are there are some subplots in the film I kind of found a bit less forgotten. Like, say, after when we see Tom and Sonic on the run, and then they get broken onto the news that say Tom's now viewed as a domestic terrorist. I kind of found that less forgotten, as well as for other things outside the main story. But the whole main storytelling of this film I really dug into the most. Like the whole friendship between Sonic and Tom, as well as the whole road trip adventure they get up to when they encounter some things along the way, as well as for Jim Carrey's Dr. Robotnik of what he wants to do to the world. Those storylines I really dug into. Some I just kind of found less forgotten, really. That was a bit of an issue. And the jokes and the humor in this film, there are a few that did land for me. They were pretty entertaining ones, mostly due to, Sonic and Jim Carrey in the film, just making us entertained, which I really liked. Well, there's a few jokes that didn't quite land for me. There are some cliches in there. No, they didn't even make me pull my hair out and just get angry, because I was like, oh, I'm tired of seeing these jokes. Like, there's a fart joke in this film and some other jokes that just didn't really land for me, like some pop culture references. But still, in the end, though, Sonic the Hedgehog, I had a really good time with this film back in 2020 when I first saw it. It's definitely one of the better video game adaptations out there, alongside Detective Pikachu, which I also really liked, as well as even the new Mortal Kombat film from last year. I also really liked that. And if you missed a chance to see this in cinemas back in 2020, it is available to rent on any app of your choice, or you can just simply buy the physical media copy of your choice here, like I have on Blu-ray. Like I said, it is really good on Blu-ray. And just like there are a few ways to recommend it. If you're a fan of the character of Sonic, or if you're a fan of the cast like James Marsden or Jim Carrey or anything like that, this will definitely be a good popcorn treat here for both kids and adults out there. I'm going to give Sonic the Hedgehog 3.5 out of 5. Really good rating for a really good video game adaptation out there. It's definitely one of the better ones, and like I said, kids would definitely enjoy this one. And another video game movie I do really recommend for recommend out there for kids is Detective Pikachu. That one was also great as well. I do prefer that one a bit more than this, but I still love both. I still really like both of these films. But if you're a fan of Sonic, definitely see this film. But if you're a fan of Pokemon, just check out Detective Pikachu for yourselves if you like. So thank you guys so much for watching for my movie review on Sonic the Hedgehog. And let me know what you think of this film if you have seen this before. Did you had a blast with this film, or were you disappointed with this film? For those who are a diehard fan of Sonic. Just thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews. I can't wait to see the sequel. I will do my review of the sequel once after I've seen it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews. And as always, this is Ben Foggins, Media Corner, signing off.